Welcome back to the channel, US Rare Coins News, Top 1, Collectors, History Lovers, and anyone who has ever wondered if the coin sitting quietly in a drawer could be hiding a serious surprise. Today, we're diving deep into a powerful symbol of American history, space exploration, and national pride, the United States Eisenhower $1 coin from 1971. At first glance, it may look like just another large dollar coin, but behind its bold design lies a story that connects presidents, astronauts, and a moment when America reached for the stars. The Eisenhower $1 coin of 1971 holds a very special place in U.S. coinage history. This was the first dollar coin issued by the United States since 1935, ending a long absence of large-sized dollar coins in everyday circulation. Its release marked a turning point, not only in American money but also in how the nation chose to honor its heroes. The coin was created to honor Dwight D. Eisenhower, a five-star general, supreme commander of Allied forces in World War II, and the 34th President of the United States. Eisenhower was widely respected for his leadership during wartime and his steady hand during the Cold War. When the U.S. Mint decided to bring back the dollar coin, Eisenhower was chosen as the face of strength, stability, and unity, but that's only half of the story. The reverse side of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar carries an even deeper meaning. It features a dramatic image of an eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch. This design was inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia, celebrating the first successful manned moon landing in 1969. In other words, this coin doesn't just honor a president, it captures one of humanity's greatest achievements. This makes the 1971 Eisenhower dollar a unique blend of political history and space exploration, something no previous U.S. coin had ever done so boldly. Now let's talk about why collectors pay such close attention to the 1971 issue specifically. The Eisenhower dollar was first minted in 1971, and that makes this year especially important. First-year issues are always closely watched by collectors because they represent the debut of a new design. Many collectors aim to own the very first release of any major coin series, and that alone adds long-term appeal. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar was produced at multiple mints, and coins were struck in both circulation and special collector versions. Most of the coins entered daily use, meaning they were handled, dropped, scratched, and worn over time. Because of this, truly high-quality examples have become much harder to find today. Condition plays a massive role in the value of this coin. A heavily circulated 1971 Eisenhower dollar may look dull, with soft details and surface marks. However, coins that were set aside early, never spent, never cleaned, and never damaged, are a completely different story. These coins retain sharp lettering, bold facial details, and original mint luster that still reflects light decades later. Collectors pay close attention to strike quality as well. Some 1971 Eisenhower dollars were struck more sharply than others. Coins with strong details in Eisenhower's hair, cheek, and jawline, along with crisp feathers on the eagle, are far more desirable than weakly struck examples. Another factor that makes the 1971 Eisenhower dollar fascinating is the presence of distinct varieties and minting differences. Some coins were produced with subtle design characteristics that set them apart from standard strikes. These differences might not be obvious to the casual eye, but experienced collectors know exactly what to look for. Then there are mint errors, which can dramatically increase interest. Off-center strikes, doubled features, unusual surface textures, or planchet flaws can transform an ordinary coin into a standout collectible. Error coins are prized because they are accidental, limited, and impossible to recreate intentionally. Each one tells a story of the moment something unexpected happened at the U.S. Mint. The size and weight of the Eisenhower dollar also add to its appeal. It is larger and heavier than modern dollar coins, giving it a strong, solid feel that many collectors appreciate. Holding one feels like holding a piece of serious history, not just spare change. Over the years, the Eisenhower dollar has gained renewed attention as collectors and investors revisit modern U.S. coinage. What was once overlooked is now being re-evaluated, especially as pristine examples become harder to locate. As more collectors enter the market, demand continues to rise for top-quality coins from the very first year of issue. This is why it's so important for anyone who owns a 1971 Eisenhower dollar to look closely at it. The difference between an average coin and an exceptional one can mean a difference of hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Small details matter. Surface preservation matters. Original finish matters, and now, after everything we've explored, the history, the symbolism, the rarity, the condition, and the collector demand, it's time for the part everyone waits for. A 1971 United States Eisenhower $1 coin, when found in exceptional condition and verified by professional grading, has achieved an auction price of $10,000. That's right. A coin that once represented a single dollar has, in rare cases, sold for $10,000 at auction. Top 2. Today, we're stepping back into one of the most fascinating decades of American coinage to uncover the true story behind the United States of America Eisenhower $1 from 1972. This is a coin many people recognize instantly, yet very few truly understand. At first glance, it may seem common and ordinary, but once you learn what makes this year so special, you'll realize why collectors all over the world are still searching for it today. Stay with me until the very end, because that's when the true value of this coin is finally revealed. The Eisenhower dollar was created to honor Dwight D. Eisenhower, one of the most respected figures in American history. He was not only the 34th President of the United States, but also a legendary military leader who guided Allied forces to victory during World War II. When the Eisenhower dollar was introduced in the early 1970s, it represented strength, leadership, and national pride. By 1972, the coin had firmly established itself as a symbol of America's past achievements and future ambitions. The early 1970s were a powerful time in American history. The country was still celebrating its triumph in space exploration, adjusting to social change, and navigating economic challenges. The Eisenhower dollar from 1972 reflects this era perfectly. It carries the weight of Cold War tension, technological progress, and a nation redefining its place in the world. Every detail of this coin tells a story far bigger than its $1 face value. The 1972 Eisenhower $1 coin was struck at multiple U.S. mint locations. Coins produced in Philadelphia were issued without a mint mark, while those struck in Denver featured a small D. These coins were made using a copper-nickel-clad composition, giving them a bright silver-like appearance that often confuses new collectors. Despite their large size and impressive look, most were used in everyday commerce, especially in casinos and large transactions, leading to heavy circulation and wear. On the front of the coin, the bold portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower immediately commands attention. His face reflects calm authority, wisdom, and resolve. Collectors closely examine this portrait when evaluating the coin's condition. Sharp hair details, smooth surfaces, and strong lettering can dramatically influence desirability. Coins that still show original luster and crisp features stand far above those dulled by time and use. The reverse design is where the 1972 Eisenhower dollar becomes truly legendary. It features a majestic eagle descending toward the moon while holding an olive branch. Earth appears in the background, symbolizing global unity and peace. This design was inspired by America's Apollo space missions and serves as a reminder of one of the nation's greatest achievements. It's not just artwork, it's a celebration of human ambition and scientific triumph. What makes the 1972 Eisenhower dollar especially fascinating to collectors is that not all reverse designs from this year are the same. Subtle differences in the depiction of Earth exist, and these variations were created unintentionally during the minting process. To the untrained eye, these differences may seem minor, but to experienced collectors, they are incredibly important. Certain versions are significantly scarcer than others, making them some of the most sought-after Eisenhower dollars ever produced. Because millions of Eisenhower dollars were minted in 1972, most examples encountered today show clear signs of wear. Scratches, contact marks, faded luster, and softened details are common. That's why coins that have survived in exceptional condition are so difficult to find. Uncirculated examples with clean fields and full brilliance are prized, and professionally graded specimens attract intense competition when they appear on the market. Minting errors also add another layer of excitement to this coin. Some 1972 Eisenhower dollars were struck with off-center designs, double details, or unusual planchet flaws. These mistakes happened by accident, making each error coin unique. Collectors value these coins not just for rarity, but for the story behind how they were created. An error transforms a common coin into a one-of-a-kind collectible. Over time, the Eisenhower dollar has gained new respect among numismatists. Once considered bulky and impractical, it is now appreciated for its bold size, historical significance, and artistic depth. The 1972 issue, in particular, has become one of the most talked about years in the series due to its design variations and high-grade rarity. As fewer pristine examples remain available, interest and demand continue to grow. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for. While many 1972 Eisenhower $1 coins are still worth only their face value in worn condition, elite examples tell a completely different story. At major auctions, a top-quality 1972 Eisenhower $1 coin, preserved in exceptional mint state condition and recognized as one of the rare design varieties, has reached an auction price of over $14,000. Yes, a single Eisenhower dollar from 1972 selling for more than $14,000. That's the incredible power of rarity, condition, and collector demand combined. So before you overlook that large dollar coin tucked away in a drawer or old collection, take a closer look. History, beauty, and surprising value may be hiding right in the palm of your hand. If you enjoyed this deep exploration of the 1972 Eisenhower $1 coin and want to uncover more hidden treasures from American coinage, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another discovery. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the biggest treasures come in the heaviest coins. Top 3. Today, picture the mid-1970s in America. The country was changing fast, new technology, new ideas, and a new generation redefining what the future looked like. In the middle of that transformation, the United States continued to strike a coin that quietly carried enormous meaning: the 1974 Eisenhower $1. Large, bold, and impossible to ignore, this coin wasn't just money, it was a symbol of leadership, exploration, and national pride. By 1974, the Eisenhower dollar had already earned its place as one of the most distinctive coins in U.S. history. Created to honor Dwight D. Eisenhower, a man who led Allied forces to victory in World War II and later served as President of the United States, the coin represented strength and stability during uncertain times. Every strike of this dollar carried the legacy of a leader who shaped the modern world. The portrait of Eisenhower on the front of the coin feels commanding yet calm. His expression reflects responsibility and experience, qualities that resonated deeply with Americans who lived through war, recovery, and global change. Collectors pay close attention to the sharpness of this portrait. The clearer the details in his hair, eyes, and facial contours, the more desirable the coin becomes. Turning the coin over reveals a design unlike any other circulating U.S. dollar before it. The eagle descending onto the surface of the moon, clutching an olive branch, connects this coin directly to America's space achievements. Inspired by the Apollo missions, the reverse design captures a moment when humanity reached beyond Earth and proved the impossible was achievable. This connection between political leadership and space exploration makes the Eisenhower dollar uniquely powerful. The 1974 issue holds special importance because it was struck during a time when the Eisenhower dollar was still being tested in circulation. While many coins were produced, few were saved with future value in mind. Most were used, handled, and eventually forgotten. As a result, well-preserved examples have become increasingly difficult to locate. Condition is everything when it comes to the 1974 Eisenhower dollar. Coins that remain uncirculated stand apart immediately. They show bright original luster, sharp edges, and full design details that circulation quickly destroys. Collectors are especially drawn to coins that look exactly as they did the moment they left the U.S. Mint. Another factor that adds excitement to the 1974 Eisenhower dollar is the presence of subtle strike differences and mint characteristics. Some coins show stronger details than others, depending on how fresh the dies were at the time of striking. Strongly struck examples with bold lettering and crisp features are far more valuable than weakly struck coins from the same year. Then there are mint errors, which can turn an already interesting coin into something extraordinary. Off-center strikes, doubling, surface irregularities, or metal flaws instantly catch a collector's attention. These mistakes were never meant to exist, which is exactly why they're so prized today. Each error coin tells a unique story of a moment when the minting process didn't go as planned. The physical presence of the Eisenhower dollar also plays a huge role in its appeal. This is a heavy, substantial coin, something you feel immediately when you hold it. In a world where modern coins feel small and disposable, the Eisenhower dollar reminds collectors of an era when coins were designed to make a statement. Over time, collectors began to realize that later-dated Eisenhower dollars like the 1974 issue were far scarcer in top condition than early assumptions suggested. As more collectors chased high-grade examples, competition increased, and prices followed. Coins that once sat unnoticed suddenly became highly sought after. What makes this especially exciting is that many 1974 Eisenhower dollars are still out there. They remain tucked away in old collections, inherited boxes, desk drawers, and forgotten coin rolls. The difference between a common piece and a valuable collectible often comes down to careful inspection and professional grading. That's why this coin continues to capture attention. It's not ancient. It's not impossible to find. Yet the potential upside can be enormous for the right example. It represents a perfect blend of accessibility and rarity, something every collector dreams of. And now, after exploring the history, symbolism, condition, and collector demand surrounding this remarkable coin, it's time to reveal the number everyone has been waiting for. A 1974 United States Eisenhower $1 coin, when preserved in exceptional condition and confirmed by professional grading, has achieved an auction price of $12,000. From a single dollar to 5 figures at auction. This is exactly why collectors never stop looking. Because sometimes, the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight.